Good evening. My name is Noah Palm, and I'm here on behalf of the Peoria chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union to express our opposition to the public camping ordinance. The National ACLU has already condemned the Supreme Court case that allowed the ordinance to be possible because it violates the 8th Amendment that protects citizens against cruel and unusual punishment. Furthermore, this was the opinion of the Supreme Court since the Robinson versus California case from 1962. I understand Greya believes that this ordinance was possible before the Grants Pass case, and that is true. However, it would be likely faced by heavy litigations by organizations like the ACLU for violating the 8th Amendment. For instance, in Boulder, Colorado in 2022, where the court ruled in favor of ACLU's stand saying it correctly alleged that the city's ordinance was cruel and unusual punishment. And that's just one example. For the following reasons, we will be condemning this ordinance tonight. First, the ordinance as drafted is cruel, criminalizing people for sleeping in public parks even though they have nowhere else to go. The penalties attached to those who violate the ordinance are especially punishing, running into the hundreds of dollars from people who are already struggling to survive and could even mean jail time. The ordinance also falls disproportionately on people of color and people with disabilities who tend to be overrepresented among those who are unhoused. Even if there wasn't fines, another concern is in that ordinance is the expansion of the power of police to search and seize people's property without a warrant. This expansion of police power that raises serious Fourth Amendment concerns. Americans treasure our right to protect ourselves and our property under the Fourth Amendment. We can all imagine how we would feel if police were allowed to simply search our homes or cars on a whim. Everyone deserves those protections, even if they are unhoused. If the goal of the ordinance is to help people in Peoria, the use of punitive fines does just the opposite. Levying fines and penalties against those who are already experiencing difficulty with finding housing only intensifies their financial insecurity, making it more, not less, likely that they are able to find permanent housing. Repeatedly fining people who are already unable to afford permanent housing simply traps them in a cycle of fines and debt that makes it all the more difficult to secure housing. Homelessness is a complex problem not only in Peoria, but across the country. Criminalizing those who find themselves in this situation will not lead to a solution. A major cause of homelessness is the lack of affordable housing. The council could address those issues rather than criminalize those who are already experiencing hardship because of the lack of such housing. As a community, we should be looking for solutions, not scapegoating those who are already struggling to find housing. We can do better than this cruel ordinance. I think Peoria residents take pride in attempting to provide an exceptional quality of life for all people in the community. As the Corporate Council reported earlier, our city has a history of doing that. However, an ordinance that criminalizes the behavior of people because they are unhoused and sleep in our public parks and other public areas flies in the face of that goal. The City Council should reject this cruel proposal. Thank you.